Yo, before I salute this video, let me get one subscriber to hit that subscription button, thumbs up, and hit the notification bell for updates. Nocturnal thoughts. What's happening, people? This is a message to Andy Ruiz. Now is the time for you to grind, not the time for you to floss. Now is the time for you to grind. You don't have time to floss. As you may or may not know, the rematch has been confirmed and official that Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn has decided to initiate or to activate or to put into effect the instant rematch clause. It's all over the boxing media right now that they're running it back, giving Anthony Joshua a shot of redemption, a shot to regain his titles. And I have to salute that, even though I have mixed emotions. I don't know if it's the wisest decision, but I'm not going to harp on it. If the decision is made, now it's time for you to do what you have to do. But my message is to Andy Ruiz. You don't have time to enjoy. You don't have time to relax. You don't have time to kick back and soak up the sun. You don't have time to go around and talk to your communities and uplift your communities. You don't have time to be that role model, that heavyweight champion role model for Mexico, for all the Mexicans, for all the brown pride people out there. You don't have time to go around and celebrate your victory. You don't have time to floss. When you won your championship, one of the most heart-touching things you said was dedicating this to your family, that life is going to change and that you don't have to suffer anymore. I have to salute that. Nocturnal thoughts. But you don't have time for the come up. You don't have time to go get your mom the new house, the big house with the big car, with the luxuries, the bells, the whistles, the maids, the butlers. You don't have time to sit back and go to the clubs and drink and party and pig out and eat. You don't have time to let your hair down. You don't have time. You don't have time to stop and smell the roses. Right now, you have to still be in grind mode. You have to still be in destroy mode. You have to. You can't put on your slippers, man. Keep on your Timberland boots. Keep on your boxing boots. You can't put on your fuzzy slippers and walk around the house with your robe on, Hugh Hefner style, with your pipe in your what is that little necktie joint? You know what I'm saying? Your what is that old boy from it's gonna come to me. Ascot, whatever that's called, Ascot or something like that. You won't have time to sit back and you can't chill. You can't go on the floss. You can't go on a spending spree. This is not time to treat yourself. It's time to go back into the lab. It's time to go back into the bat cave. It's time to go back into hardcore training, staying on top of your game. looking at this rematch, one of the first things I thought about was Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran is one of the pound for pound greats. Dethroned Sugar Ray Leonard when Sugar Ray Leonard was in his prime. And they pulled a fast one on him. They caught him in the midst of his celebration, out of shape, overweight, not even entertaining the idea of the fight. He did not want to fight from the beginning. And we all know how that went down in the history books. No mas. And it took him years to even come back out of the shadows following that loss. That, you know, he was hated. His people turned on him. He was hated. He couldn't go places without people, you know, booing him and throwing stuff at him and sacrificing him because he quit. And you're not supposed to quit. Look how Tyson Fury got out of shape. He's in shape now. Look how Tyson Fury got out of shape. You can't judge a fighter by his physique. Andy Ruiz is the real first true testament to that as far as a heavyweight champion. I know Stephen A. Smith called him Butterbean. Butterbean was a beast. Butterbean was a KO artist. If you look at some UFC fighters, what was Big Roy Nelson fighting Kimbo Slice? If you was to look at the physique, you're gonna think Kimbo Slice was gonna go in there and dominate and destroy, seek and kill, and that's just total opposite of what happened. He got completely dominated. Kimbo Slice had no ground game. All he was a backyard fighter. I get that. But Roy Nelson, just on face value, most people don't even understand the conditioning that the man had. But he put that big belly on you and he wear you down and ground and pound you. Even look at Cormier right now. He fights better with a little bit more weight on him. Some people actually fight better, are better fighters with a little extra weight on them. Don't get it fooled because they're not cut and chiseled like a statue that means their conditioning is on point. That's just an outside appearance. Even Freddie Roach said before the fight that, you know, Andy Ruiz was trying to kind of lose a little bit of weight to get in shape. And even Freddie Roach said, I think he's a better fighter as a fat fighter. Now, I'm going to be honest, in my eyes, looking at Andy Ruiz, no, he's not ideal as far as what people would see physically as a fighter, but he never looked like he's out of shape. The man has a tank neck, built like a tank. He just has a little extra here on his midsection, but he's not like he's obese. He's not like he's just a big sloppy, you know, no. Some people, I mean, I'm around people all the time that's not shaped like me, but just, you know, homegrown, built, country fed, wide in the hips. Just, I'm not picking no fights with these guys because they have a little, you know what I'm saying, extra weight on them. I'm not stupid. I can look at somebody and tell if they're built for power. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that he should try to change anything that he did up until this point. Whatever he did up until this point, it worked for him. Do it again, but do it a little bit better. Now, we already covered the Anthony Joshua concussion. I think it's pretty much confirmed now that he suffered a concussion from this short, stocky guy that's, you know, he's not much to look at, has the same similar build as Andy Ruiz. I think his name is Joey Dawejko, something like that. Joey Dawejko. And they brought him in for sparring to get Anthony Joshua prepared for Andy Ruiz. And in the sparring, he got scraped up and he got hit and he got concussed. Now, it's interesting because this guy is not the world's best fighter. I just read something on him where he's lost his last 3 fights. But what was interesting was this Joey DeWaco had a draw with Big Baby Miller. Now that's interesting to me. I think Big Baby Miller's completely out of the game right now. He might make some kind of a comeback a little bit later on down the road, but he's out right now. But imagine if if not Joey DeWaco, but imagine if Big Baby Miller would have not dropped dirty and fought clean and fought Anthony Joshua. Do you think it would have been the same outcome? You know, that's a little bit of a curiosity or a coincidence in my opinion. But I'm still on this. I'm still on this. This Joey DeWaco, hey, I haven't heard much about him. But my point is this. Or here's one point that I want to make. Even if Anthony Joshua can come back from this defeat and he fights Andy Ruiz and he's fully healthy and he can dethrone and take his belts back, he still has to fight Deontay Wilder. And I just don't think that this Joey DeWaco guy is hitting harder than Deontay Wilder. I know Deontay Wilder isn't the strongest person on the planet, but you have to give him his credit when it comes to his power. It is legit. And I doubt that Joey DeWaco is hitting harder than Deontay Wilder, to be honest with you. And it doesn't even sound like he is as skilled as Deontay Wilder, given that he's lost his last 3 fights. And given the fact that he had a draw with Big Baby Miller, which to me, Big Baby Miller is a slow fighter. They try to push him and promote him as an undefeated fighter, but he's not an undefeated fighter. He's an undefeated maybe in boxing, but he did some fighting in mixed martial arts, some MMA, and he took some L's. So to me, a defeat is a defeat. Anyways, back to Andy Ruiz. Just beware. Don't fall into the Roberto Duran trap. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused. Stay on your grind. Get your second win. Get your second win and go right back into the fire, because it looks like y'all going back into the ring, into the square circle before the end of this year. So now is not the time, Mr. Andy Ruiz. Now is not the time to reap your rewards. I'm sorry. I wish they could allow you to just chill for 6 months and then you make all the decisions and fight at the beginning of the year. Give you a little bit of time to at least go around and see all of your people and inspire them, and celebrate and parade. But if I was you, that's going to have to wait. I would go right back into the gym, go right back into training, and keep my mind on point, and come back, settle the score once and for all, and then you can really, really enjoy being the first Mexican heavyweight champion. The man holding 4 straps. Don't get them straps taken from you, man. Don't let nobody come and take them straps on your first time defending them straps. Keep them straps, man. I want to see you fight at least 1 or 2 times and hold on to them belts, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, be smart. You the first, man. You the first. You know, don't make it a short reign on top like a leprechaun. You know what I'm saying? Make it be a couple of years, man. Do some 2020. Hold down 2020. You dig what I'm saying? Let the Mexicans shine for 2020. And then I want to see you fight Deontay Wilder. If you can go ahead and defeat and defend Anthony Joshua and keep him at bay. Because that's another thing too. And I want to say this real quick before my time stretch out too long. I'm already at 15 minutes. I apologize, people. I don't want to hold y'all time too long. But this Anthony Joshua situation got me tripped out because he was concussed by this kid, Joey, whatever. And it's like, it reminds me of Roy Jones Jr. Once Antonio Tarver knocked him out that one time, it was like he just, they said they didn't even know, they were trying to figure out maybe he had developed some kind of a spot that just was like pressing the button, because after that he just got knocked out at least 2 or 3 times easy. So I'm wary of Anthony Joshua stepping back into this rematch after suffering a concussion. I just don't know if he's ever going to be the same fighter. He might develop that spot. He might develop that permanent, weakness, that Achilles heel, to where he might just not be able to take a punch the same way ever again. Strange things happen in sparring. And just like Tony Harrison, this injury might cost him the rest of his career. But this concussion thing, this might cost Anthony Joshua the rest of his career, because I don't think he's going to be able to take a punch like Roy Jones Jr. couldn't take a punch for a while. It was a couple of cats just knocked him out that would have never knocked him out back in his prime. I know his natural ability faded away, but he was getting hit and just going night. He was going stiff. He was going G.I. Joe after getting hit by Antonio Tarver. From that point on, he was never the same fighter. And that's something for me to think about looking at Anthony Joshua. He has to get past Andy Ruiz, but past that point, he still has to fight some big fights and some guys with some power. And if his weakness has been exposed, you see what I'm saying? His weakness has been exposed. He got concussed by Joey, what's his name? Duante or whatever his name is. He got concussed by this guy. What is going to happen if he does get in the ring with a Deontay Wilder, who has a damn, I don't know what to call that man's arm. It's like he has a Reaper. He has the Grim Reaper on his arm. He can literally, he almost killed Dominic Brazil in the damn ring. And if I was Anthony Joshua getting concussed by a sparring partner and getting knocked out by Andy Ruiz, which is no disrespect to Andy Ruiz, but if I was Anthony Joshua, I'm not finna get in the ring with Deontay Wilder. I'm sorry, people. So, Andy Ruiz, be prepared. Don't be flossing. Stay on top of your game. Let's see what part 2 is going to do. I'm out, people. Peace. Nocturnal Thoughts. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Shouts out to you. Salutes to you. Respect.